starting with the race in this very city, in New York City. We're due for an update, and the update is this. Zohran Mamdani seems like he's running away with this thing.
So the polling now shows he has 90%?
According to Kalshi, he has a 90% chance of winning the election. Zohran Mamdani, that's right, has a 90% chance of becoming mayor of New York City. According to Kalshi, the latest poll shows actually some changes, and that change is not his lead shrinking, but it's Sliwa moving up and closing the gap with Cuomo for second place. So you had 43% for Mamdani, and then you had, I think, 28%. Can we get this up? 29% for Cuomo, and then 19% for Curtis Sliwa. And so this is stunning, but it also kind of reflects something we've seen on social media, which is that Cuomo keeps going viral for the wrong reasons, and Sliwa's going viral for the right reasons.
So Cuomo essentially, after losing the primary, he said that he was going to eat away. You had a lot of people who didn't vote. He was going to eat away at Mamdani's support. And in reality, it's been the exact opposite that's happened. People have fled from Cuomo the longer this campaign has gone on. I
mean, there's this viral exchange on Nate Friedman. It might be worth pulling up, actually, but Nate Friedman interviews Curtis Sliwa and goes like, basically what we hear this all the time, which is, does Sliwa realize that any vote for him is a vote for Mamdani because he's just splitting further the anti-Mamdani vote? And then Sliwa had a pretty incredible answer to that. And the exchange has gone viral. Rob, are we able to find this? Want to just go to Twitter? Yeah, there it is. It looks like you got it here. But check this out. This one's hilarious. We don't have to play the whole thing, but
just to preface this, I'd say once you watch this, it's very easy to understand why Sliwa gained some votes.
Exactly.
Against Mamdani, that you and Cuomo are splitting the anti-Mamdani vote. So my question is simple: are you okay if Mamdani wins that you, so to speak, contributed to that?
Well, number one, Ackman is a jerk.
I love the look into the camera.
Here's a guy who goes up to Newport, Rhode Island and thinks he's a professional tennis player. Come on, Ackman. Stay in your lane. Does he know anything about politics? No. Does he live in New York City? No. He lives in Chapakua, the whitest suburb of America, where even the lawn jockeys are white. He may know Wall Street. He may know hedge funds. He has been wrong every step of the way with the billionaires. So let's say people come to the conclusion, if somehow I lose, and we know Andrew Cuomo's lost. He's already tossed it.
I don't know what that means, but okay.
Oh, it's because of you, Kurt. It's because of really? Because of the Democrats. Wait a second. Who created Zohran Mamdani? Who embraced him? Who nourished him? Who supported him? And how dare you, people who know nothing about politics, suggest that everybody who's going to vote for me is suddenly going to be reborn? We love Andrew Cuomo. He killed all these elderly. He's a sexual harasser. He told conservatives and Republicans in 2014, if you're conservative and you believe in right to life and the Second Amendment, you have no place.
All right. I think that, and so there are a number of reasons people think Mamdani's surging. I think one reason why Mamdani continues to maintain a wide lead is that Andrew Cuomo's campaign absolutely and utterly sucks. Every new strategy he's tried, even two from this week. One is a guy from his campaign who pretends to be a Zohran canvasser, and he goes around and shows people the craziest Mamdani policies, and he's like, did you know he supports this? And basically, he's posing to be a staffer in the Mamdani campaign, which apparently is illegal. And then you also had him doing an AI-generated video related to Mamdani that kind of flopped, and he's done all of these absurdly dumb social media illiterate moves that are clearly crafted by consultants in corporate boardrooms, and it's all backfiring. And at the same time, you have Mamdani, who continues to do all the little things right. He's great on his feet. He was good at the debate, and he had recently a clip where he just made a post about getting rid of the scaffolding in New York, which all New Yorkers loathe the scaffolding, and he keeps doing these moves. Now, some people call it sewer socialism, which is the term where you do little things right with socialist leadership just so people associate it with high quality of life. But anyways, so I mean, do you have a different read as to why this race remains so lopsided?
Well, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, there isn't a race. There's Sliwa and there's Zohran, but Cuomo. I mean, you don't see Cuomo anywhere.
No,
I mean, none of his stuff has any traction. You don't hear people talk about him. You don't see. I mean, there's no presence. Whereas Zohran's everywhere. I mean, like his presence. And now, to his credit, Sliwa is too. You know, like, and I think if there were more time for him to get his message out there. Now, I think in New York, voting starts in a couple days, and you know, like it's too late for him to do anything. But Cuomo, I mean, the entitlement, the fact that he would lose the primary, proceed to try to get Eric Adams out of the race and all this kind of stuff, and then just do nothing, actually put in no apparent effort. I mean, I think it's just horrible.
And
I mean,
it's so funny,
campaign.
like, that Cuomo's limping into the clubhouse, considering he keeps getting some layups from Mamdani. Like, there have been a couple new clips of Mamdani. I don't know if we can find this one, Rob, but a new one where he talks about, we're going to reshape this city to our image or something like that. And this one's starting to go viral. And he basically, here, check it out on Twitter, Rob. I don't know if you're logged in or anything, but it would be good to just check that out. But in other words, there are a lot of unforced errors from Mamdani, resurfaced old clips, and
I mean, I think the thing is, it doesn't even matter, right?
Yeah,
because like his policies, like none of this stuff, none of it really matters. He's got the brand out there. He's got a nice face. He's very good. He's incredible. He's incredible on his feet. You see him and you like it. And
totally.
I mean, and whereas Cuomo, you don't see him. When you see him, you don't like him. So it's over for him.
Totally. All right. So I think Rob's logged in now. We don't want to spend all day on this clip because it's just a 5-second guy. But there it is, the red bandana.
This is Antifa Mamdani?
Here it is. There have been a couple ones like this, but
we came here to remake this state in the image of our people.
And he's had a couple others where it's now going back to, like, he said it's an illusion that we could ever fully become New Yorkers at like a Muslim gathering. So basically old clips reinforcing whatever fear tactics the Cuomo campaign has used about his, and I say fear tactics, which, you know, some may argue are legitimate, some not legitimate. But these are all like, old clips are playing into the Cuomo narrative and he's just not capitalizing on it because they're that incompetent. So
yeah, Zohran. I mean, like Zohran, I can't see how he's not going to win. I think what's more interesting is what's going to follow this, and you know, will the Democrats will they take this and will they run with this kind of populist, left wing, socialist set of policies, or are they going to go back to the center? I don't think Zohran's policies will play in most of the country. It's just straight up. I know there's a big discussion about this, and you know, obviously AOC has been floated as a 2028 candidate and so on. Just knowing what we know from talking to people all over the country, talking to swing voters all over, I do not see Zohran's policies reflecting well on the Democrats.
Well, you won't hear this often from us, but there was an amazing piece in the New York Times this week about the sprint to the middle and how basically about this exact issue. And what they did was they analyzed the following. They looked at what blue politicians are there in Congress from states that Trump won or districts Trump won. So those could be governors in states that Trump won that are Democrats, congressmen or congresswomen in districts that he won, all that. Basically, who's winning on away territory. And what they're finding was unquestionably, not even close, they're moderates. And you even look at this last election, and sometimes a down ballot candidate will do better than the top line candidate. An example with that would be when Stacey Abrams lost Georgia and Raphael Warnock won it in the Senate runoff elections. There were several other examples of that. Obviously, Joe Manchin from West Virginia had that dynamic for years, but you saw it in Arizona that Trump won, and then they lost the Senate seat. So there are a number of examples, and their findings were that without exception, everyone who's winning in a swing state is moderate. And if you think about the future of the electoral map, it's going to get redder and redder once they redistrict in 2030 and more electoral votes go to red and purple states. I mean, they're in deep trouble. So I think you're exactly right. The Mamdani, he may do well in New York, but nationally, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the jury's out, and the fact is, if there's a recession, then all bets are off, right? People just want them out. Or if there's a war, anything can happen. So I think it's too long. I think the thing that Zohran teaches, and the reason that Republicans should be scared about Zohran, is because whatever machine the Democrats have built did a horrible job of elevating candidates who are good with the press, who are good with media, who are good with social media. You look at Kamala, you look at Joe Biden, you look at all the people, who were like running for office last year in the election. None of these people had like big personality, they were not big figures. AOC is an exception. She's obviously done a great job of cultivating her brand with a certain specific wing in the Democratic Party, right? But if you look at people, you look at like these stars of the Democratic Party, and they're terrible with the media. I mean, this is what just came through with this Katie Porter, California situation, right? The fact that she got to that position and then acted like that, and now you have this stuff coming out about her. I mean, how in the world does a politician, get to that level while being so bad with the press, right? The Republicans, I think, it was the same exact thing until Trump shattered it. And now that Trump shattered it, he opened the way to have a lot more, Now what matters most is if you are good with the press. You look at his cabinet. Trump's cabinet, the people in position there, what do they all have in common? They are all fantastic when it comes to communication.
Exactly.
All of them. He broke through there. Zohran has broke through that with the Democrats. So I think that's where things are going to start to change. And we'll see who can follow him through here, right? But certainly that shift happened with the Republicans years ago. It's why they won in 2024, I think, a major reason why. And now I think it could happen to Democrats, which is bad news for the Republicans.
Well,